Hi guys, so this is my first video for my YouTube channel which I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So I'm really glad I'm getting to do this now. And a few days ago on my social media, I asked you a few questions if you wanted to know anything about my Miss India journey. So today I'll be covering how my experience was with Miss India, and also I picked up the very most commonly frequently asked questions that I had. So I'm covering a few questions today. And if you have a few more questions, we'll be covering them in the future videos. So talking about my Miss India journey, I can say a lot about it, but to cover it in one video, I would say it was very educational and transformational and an eye-opener to the industry. And when I say eye-opener, I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean, I got to realize how many opportunities you have, and also Miss India won't change your life entirely, but the exposure that you get from that platform, it opens up a lot of doors for you. So like now I know that in the industry it's not just modeling and acting. You can become an RJ, a VJ, a host, anchor, theater. You can choose whatever you want, and probably even more. Like there's TVC, there's print, there's a lot of things, and every person is suitable for a specific kind of field. And also, one of the best things that I felt happened during the 40-day journey of Miss India was we got to meet so many influential people and people who are successful and at the top of their field. So we got to meet people, Anukriti Vyas, who was last year's Miss India 2018. We got to meet Vanessa, who is the current Miss World. We got to meet Shreya, Priyanka, and just I think when you're in the company of such people, it kind of rubs off on you. And I'm the kind of person who will notice every single tiny thing. So because I like reading books like what do successful people do, like tiny habits that you can pick up on. So it was really nice to observe how they maintain their composure and how they carry themselves in public, and that is something that I really enjoyed. And not just previous beauty pageant winners, even male pageant winners, Mr. India right now, Vishnu, he's such a humble personality. So, and the team as well, the Miss India organization like Natasha Grover and Rohit and people who are on the board, even they are extremely successful people, and how they communicate with other people, how they put across their point, and at the same time they're extremely sweet and friendly. Like you won't ever feel they're big shot people. So that is something that I really liked. And at the end of the journey, so basically when we started, everyone was telling all of us, the contestants, that at the end of these 40 days, you're going to notice so much transformation and growth in yourselves. And at that time, we couldn't believe how can 40 days change us so much. But it did happen. And at the end of those 40 days, I think as a person, I'm more responsible now, because we realize that there are people who are looking up to us and not idolizing us, but like even when I was there, I would look up to Anukriti and Shreya Rao, and we not exactly want to become like them, because you shouldn't imitate to become like someone else, but just learn from them. And so you don't want to set a bad example in any way. So as a citizen, as a person, I feel more responsible. And also from all the 30 co-contestants that I had, 29, I think there was something to learn from each and every person, because when you meet someone from the northeast, you learn something else. And there was someone who, Sushmita Roy from West Bengal, this was her 8th year in Miss India, and I think she's like an epitome of resilience. I learned so much from her. Some people teach you discipline, some people teach you to be self-dependent. Like they knew everything, you don't need someone else's help. And in certain areas, that's a good thing, because you can do everything by yourself. And some people teach you to take a stand for yourselves. Like I'm not taking any names here, but these are certain points that I was thinking, this is all what I learned on my Miss India journey. And one thing that happened to me on the 2nd of June, that we had our awards night, and that is the day I realized I don't have any more stage fear. And that is something that I've been battling with since a childhood. I remember the first time I stepped onto a stage I was in school. I don't remember how old, but my knees were knocking against each other and I was shaking. That used to happen to me, and that used to happen even in my zonals finale. I remember I was extremely nervous walking on stage, but I'm not sure if it's a very good thing, as in, because a slight amount of nervousness is good, because it makes you not become complacent, and it's kind of good, it helps you perform better. But the stage fear to the extent where you're shaking is never good, where your palms become sweaty. So I noticed after awards night that has never happened. Even on the day of the finale, 15th June, when we had our Miss India finale, I was not nervous, and that's something I think a fear that you overcome is more than any other achievement. So, and what else about my Miss India journey? I think some other things that I can now do is probably get your hair and makeup done really quickly in like 15-20 minutes, because that is all the time you get to get ready in a beauty pageant. And we used to travel sometimes, because as you guys know, we traveled to Delhi, to Alibag, and you can't always carry a big suitcase with you. So if now I'm a bit more efficient at packing, because before that I could never pack lightly, but now I know, okay, just carry your essentials and everything needs to fit in a tiny small bag and you need to do it quickly. So these are like basic skills that we picked up on our Miss India journey. And I think it was transformational to whoever told me you're going to be a different person at the end of 40 days. Now I know why they told me. I'm a much more responsible person. I feel more confident. There is no stage fear, to summarize. And yeah, it was amazing. Regardless of the result, it was amazing. And so now I think I'm gonna pick up a few questions. So a few days ago I put up a Q&A on my Instagram handle, and I got a lot of questions. I didn't answer it back then because I was planning on making this video. So here is my planner, and I usually write all the questions that I get here. And so I picked up a few of the most commonly asked questions, and the first question that I'm going to answer is, what is your best memory from Miss India? This is something that so many people asked me, and when I started thinking about it, I don't think I can pick one memory, because it was 40 days and 30 years together, so we obviously made more than one memory. One of my favorite memories that comes to mind first of all is when we were in Alibag. There was this one night when we all just jumped into the pool. It was a very impromptu decision, and even though we had to wake up early the next morning, we all jumped into the pool and there was music and dance. And between the very hectic schedule that we were having, I think it was one day where we relaxed and we just forgot about all our worries and the fact that we had to get up early and we had to do that and do this. So that was amazing. That was a lot of fun. And one more thing that I really enjoyed was dance rehearsals. Even though I am a horrible dancer, you'll never see me dancing. I have 2 left feet. But the reason it was amazing was because everyone used to say that, okay, like, yeah, Nikita cannot dance, and I just enjoyed that a lot, because I'm the kind of person who will laugh at herself. I know I cannot dance, but it was really fun. It was the part of the day that I would not look forward to, because I was like, no, I have to dance and make a fool of myself. But then when it got over, I realized, okay, I picked up some dance moves throughout that. I can dance only to that song now. But yeah, it was fun because everybody else was just laughing, and it was one of those things where you don't have to stress. You can just let out all that energy. And one other thing I think was awards night is one of my favorite memories, because yeah, I remember even after the event, while we were having dinner, I was still thinking about that, and even talking to Vineet sir about it, that I overcame stage fear that day. And that was actually one of the first events where we had a red carpet. I remember outside the event there was a red carpet, and I just felt like, okay, you've done something, there's a red carpet. So that's a very silly reason, but I felt really special that day. So one of the other questions that I get a lot is, how did you feel knowing that you did not make it to the top 12? And obviously I won't even pretend that it was okay. It was heartbreaking. I was completely shattered, and there were a few tears shed backstage, because when something matters to you so much, you are going to be sad about it, even though it's just a pageant and it's not that big of a deal. Like everybody was telling me that, but no, it was a big deal. And so I think I've mentioned this a lot of time. I'm the kind of person who doesn't give up if you fail once. First of all, I don't take failure that well, and even when I do, I always give everything another shot, and then I do it. That's how I've been my entire life, because I can't just accept that I wasn't able to achieve something. So, but when Miss India happened, this was my last shot, in other words, because there's a certain age criteria to Miss India, and I, as a state winner, I cannot participate next year. So that is all the more reason that this meant so much more to me, because I cannot participate next year and win it. So that is why I was more sad. And even after coming back to Hyderabad, this is where I live, I spent approximately 2 weeks just coming to terms with it and wallowing in self-pity, and but now I've come to terms with it and accepted it, because I think there's no point ignoring the fact that I didn't make it, but I think it's more important to experience sadness and then you're able to move on things. So yeah, that is how I felt. But now I'm in a much better place. And another question that I get a lot is, what are your future plans? Will we be seeing you in movies? And do you plan on going for Diva, or will you try for Miss India again? So to answer the question if I'll be going for Diva or Miss India again, the answer is no. We all know Diva is not happening this year anyway. And for Miss India also, as a state winner, I'm not eligible next year. And the year after that, I would be over 26. So I think that's where the pageant age criteria ends. And so I think I'm done with the pageant experience, because Shreya Rao once told me, and even I agree with this completely now, that pageants are a part of your life. You're not going to participate every year. I learned whatever I could from it, and I've accepted that I didn't make it to the top, but I'm not going to keep going back and back again. And for my future plans, so right now I'm open to whatever opportunities come by way, and so I have a very stable job here in Hyderabad. I'm going to continue doing that. And there was, for a brief while, there was a time where I was thinking about moving to Mumbai, but then it's a very practical thought that I had, that I'm turning 25 in a few months, and with the modeling and acting industry, or at least the entertainment industry, coming from the family background that I do, at this age I do not want to risk leaving a very stable job and move to Mumbai and start from zero. And because most auditions also, I've noticed, the age criteria ends around 22 or 24. So that is the decision I've made. It may vary for every other person. It depends on the background you have, on the aspirations you have, and your age, and a lot of other factors. So I personally know what I want in life, and I'll be keeping in touch with my creative side. I can still pick up very selective projects, and YouTube is something I've been wanting to start for 2 years now. Actually, it's been on my New Year resolution list. So it's a very liberating experience that I'm making this video right now, and I'll continue to do this. That is the plan. And at the same time, I know this entire field and everything that's happened to me in the last 1.5 years is very unpredictable. So I am open to any opportunity that comes my way, but at the same time, I'll weigh the pros and cons of it and see how it affects my life, and based on that, I'll be taking my decisions. Another question that I get from a lot of people is, how do you manage your job and keep doing this? Like, how did I participate in Miss India while keeping my job? So, and also I've been freelance modeling for the past 1.5 years. So to answer that question, I think it all comes down to time management and prioritizing, right? There are certain things that you lose out on, because when you want something that badly, you have to make a few sacrifices, and the sacrifices that I think I make is socializing a lot, probably, because I do certain shoots and whatever I have to do regarding my modeling, that is what I do on the weekends. So late Friday nights and Saturday night parties is something that you can't go to all of them, because you're trying to do something else in life. So that is one of the sacrifices I had to make, and at the same time, it's a lot of hard work. And the fact that I have a company and a team that is extremely supportive of my dreams is something that I'm extremely thankful for as well. So my office timings are around 10:30 to 6, and I think that's a very relaxed working hours compared to an IT field. So I do that, and after, in the evening, I'm able to go to the office gym, and after that I can plan my shoots, and on the weekends I have that. So that is how I've been managing my time for the past 1 year or so. And it's been working out so far, and that is exactly why I'm still not quitting my job, because at the end, financial stability is important. The entire reason that I was able to participate in Miss India, because it does incur a lot of expenses was because I kept my job, and I don't think without having this job I would have been able to do a lot of the things that I wanted to. So that is my decision, and I'm very firm on it that I will maintain having a job. And so another question that I get a lot is mostly about facts about myself. So I'm going to cover all those facts together, and mostly it's trivia like what is your height, what is your date of birth, your weight, and a lot of other questions revolving around these facts. So I'm going to cover this, and my height is 5 feet and 7.2 inches to be very precise. I used to weigh 54 kgs and right now I weigh 51 kgs, if anyone is interested. And so my birth date is 2nd December 1994, so I'm turning 25 this December. And a lot of people have also asked me, what is your educational qualification? So I've graduated from BITS Pilani, which is in Pilani, a small town in Rajasthan. And I did a dual degree course there from 2012 to 2017. And I have a BE Honours in Electronics and Instrumentation. And I did a MSc Honours in Mathematics as well. So in 5 years we covered 2 degrees. So that is what I've done, and so I'm going to wrap up the video here, and these are all the questions that I'm able to cover in this video as of now. I have a few more questions, but I have other videos planned for that. So the future videos will be covering things like how to prepare for pageants and what are the basic know-hows and do's and don'ts for pageant aspirants, as well as there's another video in which I plan to cover all the expenses that are covered in a pageant, because a lot of people ask that, and I know it's a very important question, because money is always important. So I have an entire video throughout the journey. I was keeping a track of my expenses and I have them all listed down, and so that everyone can have a reality check, and then you can plan your budget and your everything, the journey accordingly, because it is a major part of the pageant preparation. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys really like my video. Do leave a like and comment and subscribe to my channel, because this is my first video and I'm really trying to grow here. And I hope you guys will all keep supporting this channel and my videos just like you did throughout the Miss India journey as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.